Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. If you're here with me in the Discord or in the YouTube or in the X chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have Plum Tingles, Tiger Trader, Fat Guy, CW, July Peppers, National, Kelvin, Retberg, Mike, Amateur Genius, Cyrus, Robido, Nathan, Raphael, Nick, Hi-Ho, good morning. What's up, Rafal? Tomoki, Mike, Joe P, Work It, Evelyn, Paolo, Alexandra, Clarence, Rude Boy, Pino, Omega, Triple C, Transis, Skunked Ape, Anita Lowe, Paul Yoon, Tom Dubs, Robert G, Conrad, High Volume, Bull Shark, Denver Cups, Trader's Nest, DLKG, Dana, Evelyn, Rosa, Double RC, Mystic Rick, Maradona. Good morning to you, Sunrise Driver, Implied D, Chris G, Kirk Sawyer, Willie Ortiz, James, Alexander, Wilhelm, Trader Page, Q Mendez, Our Sobansky, Norg, Wiz, Mac, Daddy, Conrad, Lacosina. What's up, Broccoli? Big Sky, Surge, King Kong, Citizen, One Trade, Damien, Astrid. What's up, Al Jess, Scourge, Red Clay Trader. Good morning to you, Max K. What's happening, everybody? Eh? Well, if you thought yesterday was a wild day, well, you are correct. Actually, yeah, yesterday was probably one of the craziest days that most of you have ever seen in your life. I would think so. I think yesterday, if you were here watching the markets, that was probably the craziest thing that you've ever seen. Ever. If that was your first time experiencing something like that in the market, drop a W in chat. It had to be the first time for most people in here. If you didn't trade through COVID, definitely yes. Easily, right? Yesterday was one of the craziest things that I've ever seen. And it's interesting because we got to see that happen on Monday. Wasn't that on Monday that it kind of leaked? I'm pretty sure it was on Monday that we had that sort of leak. I'm almost positive it was Monday that we had the leak, where we saw kind of like the test run of what the markets were going to do on a 90-day pause. I do think their hand was a little bit forced. I think that it was kind of like testing the waters that would see what would happen, and then we saw what would happen, and then the markets reacted very negatively upon it. And then we kind of used the back door of, oh, well, these countries want to negotiate, so we'll just do a 90-day pause. We were just kidding. And then the markets ripped and rallied on it. What's crazy is that the president actually told us. Let me see if I can find the... Where was that tweet? Maybe it was on Truth Social. But basically, Trump was like, hey, it's a good time to buy. And he said it in the morning. I think I read that live in the morning. Yeah, it was a Truth Social where he said that. He said, let me go to the Truth Social here. Posts a lot on this platform. This is a great time to buy. I said that live on stream yesterday. I was laughing about it. Little did we know that was the best signal ever. If you folks tune in here for signals on when to buy and when to sell, why are you even here? Just go to Truth Social and subscribe to DJT. He told you at, what time was that at? 9:37 in the morning. He told you. What do you want me to say? That's the best signal group in the world right there. That might be the best trading signal ever offered in the history of mankind. Now that I think about that, that could be the greatest trading signal that was ever offered in the history of mankind. The most profitable trading signal ever. We have it now. It's in the history books. So if anybody tells you like, dude, I have the best signal room, our signals are the best, dude, you haven't been on Truth Social. We had the best. I can't do the voice. I really have to take some time to work on my Trump voice. We have the greatest signals in our room. We have the best Trump signals ever. It's not the best. It's really the worst. They're huge signals. So if anybody has a signal room and they're like, no, our signals are the best. No, they're not. Nobody beats that signal right there. That will go down in history as the greatest trading signal ever produced in the history of mankind. And we all missed it. It's hard to ever think yesterday, unless you were like, mega giga long. Like, unless you were like giga long. I traded very small size yesterday. I'm very happy with my results, don't get me wrong. But I traded relatively very small size because the movements were so large. But, if we want to look at like that portion of the market, let me pull this up here. On my brokerage account. By the way, I haven't taken any trades yet. I have 0 P&L for today. But that was the trade that I caught right there, was long from like 51.20 and closing at 52.80 initially. I traded it more after that, but that's the piece that I got. And that was just like as fast as I could react. And thankfully I was at my computer screens when that announcement came up for the 90-day pause. Initially, the reaction was to the downside because the first part of that news was that there was an additional tariff going on China. So the markets initially reacted with a sharp pullback. Overall, yesterday we made close to 36,000, but it's hard to believe that you didn't severely underperform. Do you know what I mean? Like if we look at like the NASDAQ, and we look at like, let's just say for some reason you were long like 17,241 and you caught like the first push of that move. Let's just do the math on like a mini. Let's just say you caught it to like 18,700 and then you were in it, and just give yourself some room here, like 17,600. What is that, 1,100 points? Yeah, so let's just say you're trading that on one single mini, you made 22,000. If you're trading 25 contracts, you made 550 grand. That's insane. Well, let's do it like in prop terms, 15 contracts. You would have made 330,000 on that move if you just click the button. And this is why I love trading so much, is because you never know when there's going to be a day like yesterday, but they do come. And if you missed it, oh well, it's not a big deal. You're going to see more of these types of days in your career. It's obviously a historical day, and maybe you'll never see something that extreme again. But if you traded through 2016, if you traded through COVID, if you traded through 2008, I didn't trade 2008, of course, but if you traded through 2016, the Trump tweet market was phenomenal. The largest, the greatest. But the point is that the markets are extraordinary and they produce opportunities to become extremely wealthy if you're patient. If you miss yesterday's move, don't go into today's market trying to chase yesterday's move. Like I made 36,000 and it's hard not to feel like I underperformed yesterday, but I'm okay with it because I've been trading responsibly. Like on that move, I didn't trade more than 1 or 2 contracts. I think it was 1 contract that I traded on that move in the S&Ps. And that was it. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Rips, you trade with a bias? Never. I trade with what the market's trying to tell me. I never use a bias. I'm an order flow trader, so I'm reading the order flow, and we talked about this yesterday in our Discord group after we wrapped on YouTube and on X. I'm specifically letting the market tell me the information that it wants to give me based on auction theory and order flow. That's it. I couldn't care less what, like, I don't go into the day of saying like, I'm only looking for shorts today. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. But did anybody have a record day yesterday? I clearly did not. Did anybody have a record day, personal record day yesterday? Drop a W in chat. I'm curious if anybody out there had a record PR day. We call it a PR day, personal record day. I'm sure there's some of you, right? Nice, look at that. We had some personal records in here. Yeah, see, look at this. This is what I hate. Ethan says, yes, but only 6K. Dude, 6K for looking at a screen and clicking some buttons? Like, how are we so desensitized at this point? Only 6K? I mean, come on. Do you know how much, like... Okay, Warren. I'm sorry, Mr. Buffett. Come on. That's crazy. Yeah, National. Our friend National here in Clubhouse made over $60,000 yesterday, trading on 5 50K XFAs. Which day are you on those XFAs, by the way? I feel like it's way up there. Like, how many days have you been trading those XFAs? That's a question for you, National. Yeah, 6K is very good. You folks got to be kinder to yourselves. It's crazy. We're about 17 minutes away from the news. We'll talk about that in a second here. Didn't make money last year overall, so be thankful. Let's go. 100%. 40K or nothing. You're nuts. You know how hard it is to make 40K in the markets? Wait, what do you mean about that? Now I have to look? All right, I'm going to go look. If you want to tell me, I got to go look then. Let's see here. Oh, it doesn't have, well, no, that's got to be like day 3 or day 4 or day 5, something like that. Who knows? Whatever. Anyway. I bet TPT were shutting down accounts left and right yesterday. Why? Why would they do that? 7,800 times 20 accounts trading micros. Nice work, BJ. Were those the accounts? I don't remember if you won. I think you won a free month at Clubhouse. What's up, Chino? Buenos dias. At what price is 5% on NQ today? I mean, we got plenty of room. We're down 2.3% right now. But that can change very quickly. Apex accounts, very nice. Any breach of the rules and one of them is trading over limits. Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, so that was day 3. So you're up over $100,000 on those accounts. Just coasting to the finish line, buddy. That's awesome. That's all you got to do is coast into the finish line. I mean, there were option contracts yesterday that literally could have changed your life. Like, you're talking about, like, you could have risked $10,000 to make tens of millions in a lot of different contracts in the options chain. But you have to understand, you're talking about a historical one-of-a-kind day. Like, that increase in the gains was outrageous. So, like, NDX options, SPX options, triple Q options. I mean, there was so many different contracts that... But what you'll find from, like, here's what I've noticed. What you'll find from, like, professional traders who are good at managing risk, they probably didn't have, like, a crazy day yesterday. Traders that are newer to the markets are more likely to have their, like, a $1 million day yesterday versus a professional trader. Professional traders did well yesterday. Some of them didn't do well. I know professional traders that didn't do well yesterday, which is totally fine. But professional traders, looking at, like, yesterday's tape, it's pretty likely that they probably had a good day, decent day, but probably not like an insane day. But newer traders that kind of got lucky, I think probably had insane days. But there's probably like, it's probably like a distribution, like a bell curve of like most professional traders probably right in the middle of like having a pretty decent day. Some outliers having their hugest day, some of them having like a completely outpaced loss day. You know, this goes back to what I was saying yesterday at the top of the stream yesterday. How important is it to be using a stop in this market right now? Because thoughts and prayers, and God bless you all for anybody who was short into that move. Hopefully, if you were short into that move, it was in a prop account, not in a real cash account. Because if you were short into that move and you were not using a stop, by God. And this also echoes into what we were talking about. Hey, why would a brokerage ever want to increase margins? Imagine if they had open margins, and imagine if you were short into that move, like you were trading irresponsibly and you had like 30 contracts on AMP. Like their risk tools are in place to stop you out as fast as possible. But even then, you could have ended up owing your brokerage money. Like you signed an agreement, you're on the hook for that. So it's like you either pay that or you go to Mexico. I know there's some people who in the small cap space have been like destroyed because they shorted something and kept on going up, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about what's on the docket for today. We have a jam-packed schedule today. And if you thought yesterday was volatile, I mean, look, it can be hard to top yesterday. But today is going to be an extremely volatile session. Get this. In about 12 minutes, we are going to get the CPI report. That's going to be wild. That's the consumer price index. So that's going to be basically the measure on inflation. It's not as good as PCE, that's personal consumption. But the Fed loves CPI. So this is going to be dictating a lot of what the Fed speak is today, and we'll get to that in a second. We also have that paired with initial and continuing jobless claims. That is going to show us how many people are out of work. What's the job market temperature? The Fed is closely monitoring that too. Then at 1 p.m., holy motherfucking balls, we get the 30-year bond auction. Do you see what I'm saying? Like today is crazy, dude. I don't know if this is a good choice or not, but I'm actually leaving to go play poker. I'm finally not sick, if you couldn't tell by my voice. I'm not sick anymore. I finally beat the sickness. Like, let's go, baby. Let's go. Super happy about that. But I'm finally going to go play poker today at Bobby's room. I don't know if that's a good thing today, or is that like the most f***ing stupid thing I could do? I'm still like undecided. Like part of me wants to be like, dude, you need to lock the f*** in. It's like these markets are insane. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to lock the f*** in, right? That's part of me is thinking that. So I'm undecided, but also like part of me, like I've been on a green streak. I don't even want to think about the last time I lost, but I've been on a green streak. I don't want to jinx it or anything. I don't want to talk about it, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing really, really well. So part of me kind of wants a day of not being in front of the screens, even though it's like every single time I'm like, hey, dude, I'm not going to trade for the rest of the day. I'm at 10K. I'm not going to trade for the rest of the day. And everybody in the Discord is like, oh, sure thing. I'm like, dude, no, I'm serious. I'm not going to trade for the rest of the day. I'm promising you. And then like I post like 20 minutes later, all right, made some more money. I don't know. Look, let's be honest. I'm going to go play poker today. I'm probably going to miss another beautiful market. But you need to be careful. Mark these things on your calendar. I mean, really, we're going to be trading the first part together. So mark the other thing on your calendar. At 1 p.m. Eastern today, there is a 30-year bond auction, and it is a big f***ing deal. Okay? If you are not at your charts managing your risk at 1 p.m. Eastern today, you're insane. The results of that bond auction will probably close around 101, 102 Eastern time. What is that, 11 Pacific, 12 Central, I think? Or is it, wait, 10, no, 10. Carry the one, 11? It's out of time. 1 p.m. is at 10, I think. 10 a.m. Wow. Why do I think it's at 11? No, it's at 10. Yeah, 10 a.m. Okay. That'll actually be right when Bobby's room is starting. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, so we have that at 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. The results come in about 90 seconds to 120 seconds after the auction takes place. That's going to be a big one. Then throughout the day today, we have Fed speakers. You ready for this? We have Barkin. He's not a voter anymore, but we have Barkin barking at 8:30, right when CPI comes out. At 9:30, when the market opens, we have Lori Logan, also a non-voter. At 10 a.m., we have, this is all in Eastern time, by the way. We have 10 a.m., we have Bowman. Bowman's a thorn in my side lately. Also, Jeffrey Schmidt is speaking alongside of her. At noon, we have Goolsby. At 12:30, we have Harker. And then at 4 p.m., we have Collins. So if you're looking to relax today, maybe take the day off. It ain't going to happen. Today's going to be jam-packed. For CPI today, this is what we're expecting. Month over month, we're expecting it to cool off 0.1%. Last month's read was 0.2%. Year over year, we're expecting 2.5%. So cooler than the last read, which was at 2.8%. So we're expecting CPI to cool. If it comes in hot, I mean, that puts Fed back in the corner of like, dude, we're not cutting. What are you talking about? If it comes in cool, maybe the Fed starts talking about cuts today. Imagine if it came in at like 1.9. Oh my God. I can't even imagine, but I don't expect that. You know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I could see it go either way. Yeah, cooler is very bullish. Hotter is bearish. So if the CPI comes in hot, you know. I think it's a day to blow up accounts or go touch grass, fishing or golf. Yeah, maybe. Just remember too, like if you were blowing prop firms, be happy that it's not real money. I mean, be happy that you just paid the entry fee to play, you know? I mean, if CPI is hot, I think it's bad for equities. Personally. We'll have to see, though. Hotter means that CPI is coming in hotter, so that's above the forecast. Cooler means it's coming in below, so below the forecast. So 0.1% and 2.5% is what we're looking for here. No reaction if it's good. If it's bad, we dump. I think we have room more to the upside if we actually have a cooler than expected CPI. We have some Republican meeting at 10 a.m. as well. Oh man, today's gonna be freaking insane, dude. That bond auction too. Oh my God. Yeah, this is gonna be nuts. So let's see how this CPI print shapes out. We are inside 5 minutes now on the print. Inside 5 minutes. I got a new upgrade to Bookmap here, which is utilizing more of the juice from my 5090. So we'll have to see whether or not that makes a difference in watching this print. I'll be watching it in the ES. Because I'm an ES trader now. This is just a crazy, crazy market. Nexus traders, I'm feeling healthy today. I'm no longer sick, thankfully. Can you watch NQ for CPI? Well, I'm planning on trading ES. I want to focus on the instrument I'm going to trade. NQ has been less edge for me as I've been watching it. So S&Ps are moving like NASDAQ usually moves during normal market conditions. So Julie says, I'm grateful for prop firms so much. If I'd use my own funds, I'd be a wreck. And that's why I think it's such a great tool that's available to people. It's incredible, actually. People want to dog on props. It's like, dude, You have any idea how good this is for you? I mean, if you were watching how much ES was moving yesterday, you'd understand. NQ, you could have made a lot of money. I mean, on smaller size, but it's insane. It's very thin right now. NQ is very, very thin, and it's just hard to get good fills with the market moving as quickly as it is, unless you're like very patient and limit ordering in. And ES is really tied to Apple, which is really great. So like when Apple starts kind of decoupling from the Mag 7, you can use that as kind of like a little bit of edge, because when it gets back into coupling, it's like powerful. It's a whole different conversation. Glad you feel better. I found this last day is hard to trade, so easy to get FOMO. Yeah, I mean, this is a one-of-a-kind market condition, so don't feel like you're missing anything if you're not up to par to be trading it yet. There will be multiple things like this coming in your trading career throughout the years. Best squawk to pay to get the quickest news. I would try a trial of one and see if you like it first, because most people hate it. All right, we are 90 seconds away here, 90 seconds away from the CPI. Remember, we're expecting 0.1% month over month, 2.5% year over year. Jobless claims are expected to be 223,000. Continuing claims expect to be 1.88 million. Are they all the same? Basically, no. They're all different. Some give you news faster than others, but just try a trial of one. Chances are you're going to hate it. That's all I'm saying. Most people absolutely hate squawks. Thanks for the out on Facebook. That's not me, dude. I don't have a Facebook. Is there actually a Rips Facebook page? Jesus, that's not me at all. Order book is getting a little thin here. All right, here we go, folks. 40 seconds. $30 seconds. Biggest tax cuts in history are coming close. Just a Truth Social post right now. Jeez, dude, I love these markets. This is freaking insane. Biggest tax cuts ever. Oh my God. Here we go, folks. 15 seconds. Plus 0.1%. Did everything just freeze? Everything just kind of froze there for a second. Wow, these spreads are insane. Everything's frozen. The order book is completely empty too. That's insane. That was wild. It came in cooler than expected. Is the market working yet? So cooler than expected. Initial reaction was to the upside here. A lot of overhead supply though, that's strange. Let's see if this dip gets bought up here. See if we hold above 54.20. It looks kind of heavy actually. Interesting. Can we get above 54.20 and hold the push? We're running right into the previous week mid right now. Some bids underneath right now, but we still have overhead supply that we're wrestling to get through. I'm not seeing vehement buyers here on this tape yet. We need to get through 54.20 and hold. Wow, 54.20 is like a tough nut to crack. Look at that. Okay, some bigger liquidity coming in here. Let's see if we test 54.20 again. Big bids below us. Still wrestling at 54.20. It's crazy to see that. All right, I'm just gonna take that off. I made 1,600 bucks. Nothing big. That 54.20 is just such a weird level right now. I expected that to be much more bullish through that level. So yeah, we made 1,600 bucks. Nothing crazy. Trading small size. I'm not trying to be a hero today. Yeah. I know, SW. It's the previous week mid, and it's everything. I'm out right now, by the way. I'm completely flat. Wonder if we can actually break through this. I didn't get the best fill either. Anybody catch that to the long side there? The thing about those types of levels too is once we break above them, we start to squeeze. I mean, I'm an optimist, obviously. But I'm just, let's see what's going on in NQ here. Oh my God. I look at NQ, it gives me anxiety. I now understand what you folks like who hate NQ talk about, because this is probably what it looks like for most of you in regular conditions. To me now, I don't know. If you caught that to the long side off that little dip and rip, drop a W in chat. Let's see the temperature of the room here. Hey, nice work there, Phil. Karen got it, nice. Silent and W got it. Sat on my hands, that's great. I love it. See, here's the thing. It's like, the pattern says this is a short because we have so much overhead supply. The pattern says it's a short, but the news says it's a long. This is where I hate, and this is where I've learned to be hands off. When you have the duality of what you see versus what it should do. Do you know what I mean? This is normal CPI movement. I mean, dude, you're not wrong, but you would expect to see on that. I mean, that's very decently, I mean, that should move the market a bit. A bit more. What happens with them big orders down there, though? Which ones? I don't know why I don't just listen to the pattern side of my brain, because I'm like, the pattern says it should be a short. Stupid. Hey, yeah. What's the indicator? Spaceman BTC key levels. It's free. Anybody take the short off of the 20s? That's like an SW trade. SW probably got that, right? Like the pattern says I should short it. No big ES orders on the tape. I'm hands off, done what I need to do. Good for you. Yeah, look at that. See what happens here at the 4-hour open. Lee says, hey, from Stockholm, Ribs, wishing you an awesome day today. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. I guess we could trade this on props, right? Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna try this on Tradeify here. Try this short. See if we break down below 53.80 here. If this comes up to 5,400 and it rejects, that's where I'm going to add to it. I don't know if we're going to break 53.85 here now. Oh, overhead supply too. Oh, can you snap it? There you go. Oh, just give me a little bit more. There we go. A little bit. And a snapper. There we go. Sweet. Yahtzee. We got what we wanted. So that's about 4K in our, well, what is that? 4,400 bucks. I was trading the NQ on the ES chart. I understand that. I was trading the NQ futures while watching and reading the ES chart because they're moving in tandem. It works. It works. Anybody catch that little shortacito? To the downside, 2 contracts in the NQ there. Nice. Grab a little more. Love to see it. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We done did it. Got 50 points. It just took me 25 seconds. Let's go, baby. Yeah, if I would have listened to the lizard brain, I would have caught that too. But I didn't. I was like, I got a case of the stupids. Nice work, everybody. A bit of a short acito. What did I do on my personal? 1,600 bucks. Hey, that's not bad. I'm okay with it. See, look at this. This is when you realize, like, you know, hold on, dude. This guy. You remember I talk about this one squawker? He literally sounds like the frickin' Cookie Monster. He screams like, bro. Yeah, it's a microphone, buddy. It picks it up. Like, relax. Like, dude, shut up. God, I'm trying to talk to the audience here. Comes in, he's like, yeah, cookies. Cheese for cookies. It just tilts me. This is how you'll realize, like, you mature as a trader over time. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed in my journey throughout the years, I talk about hungry eyes all the time. Like, if you have a monster day when you are in your first initial 5 years of trading, you have a monster day and the first thing you think about when you wake up is like, let's do it again, baby. The mature trader wakes up and they go, hey, let's see if I even trade today. See if the market gives me some opportunities. That's why I'm like, look at it. I'm up 1,600 bucks in my personal, up $4,000 in Tradeify. Like, yeah, cool. I'm okay with that. Okay with that. Nice work there, Julius. Way to go, buddy. Get a soundbite of him? Yeah, I'll try. Just so annoying. I should have just listened to the part of my brain that was like, read the pattern, Rips. It's a short. It's rejecting there off of the SW level. You knucklehead. This breakdown will probably touch below 53.60 now. Yeah, they're unloading this, unwinding this a bit. Equities are not under that much pressure, but they are at these inflection points where they're kind of looking for, I guess you could call it gap fills, but you know, kind of gap filly. Andy Jassy's talking right now on CNBC about tariffs. You're so spot on with trading psychology, dude. That is 11 years into my journey. This is I give it to you raw. I have no problem sharing all of the missteps I've taken along the way and still do make plenty of missteps throughout my trading journey. Nobody's perfect. I make mistakes all the time. I still go on tilt. I still have issues with feeling down in the dumps when you're in a losing streak, feeling like euphoric when you're in a winning streak. It's all over the place. But that's trading. It's beautiful. I love it. Then you trade in your Discord for a 40K trade. Like I said, I'm getting my hair cut. I'm going to the barber shop today. I got my whole day planned out to keep me from trading, which is so weird. I understand, like, it must be weird because it's like, dude, you're so locked in. You've been like crushing these markets. I'm up 185,000. It's crazy. I don't know if you folks, there's a lot of people that are in here that don't follow me on Twitter, but I posted this yesterday. I'm not going to take a trade here. This is why I can share this to you, but so calling it a day here for Wednesday. I don't know why that's so big, but Wednesday we made 35. That was yesterday. So 35.9, 36,000 bucks, you know. But then on the month of April, bring this down. We're up 186,000. We'll call it 188,000 now because of today's trade. But we're up $186,000 in the last 7 trading days. I'm proud of that because our last month was 105,000 with no losing days. Month of April, knock on wood, no losing days, $186,000 in our personal streaming brokerage account. So you'd be like, dude, why would you want to stop trading? It's very good to take breaks to prevent yourself from going on insane euphoria. Trust me on this. Like, euphoria is a real thing. And anything you can do to prevent yourself from having extreme bouts of euphoria, you want to do. So, I'm guaranteeing you that there's people out there that made this in just one single trade yesterday. And that's why you just need to find ways to just not care about other people's results, other people's journeys, and just focus on your own journey and what you're doing. Day 28 of 200 plus on this X of A, trying to get to 30 days. Congratulations, A-Trades. Way to go, buddy. The key is to not fight your emotions, but work with them. Also, there's a good thing that's within that, and I'm happy you brought that up. It's all about managing your emotions, but you have to understand what they mean by going through it first, right? I didn't realize what a killer a green streak could be for me. Early on, when I was in my first 3 years, when I had big green days, I would have massive red days that would follow it because you get this invincibility, euphoria aura about you that's just nuts. Dan says, when you're in euphoria, you don't even experience the same internal tilt factors you normally do when you're not in euphoria. Yeah. It's an insane thing. I can show you trading records from 2015, 2016 Trump markets where like I would have like 5 winning days in a row and then like 2 trading days to wipe out those huge 5 days of trading. Like 2 trading days, wiped. And that's why it's like, well, how do you go from making 36,000 yesterday to being okay with just making 16K on that, or $1,600 on that trade? And it's like, well, I'm not outsizing myself. I'm just trading the market in front of me, and I'm not having hungry eyes because I don't really care. If the market wants to give me an amazing banger setup and an amazing trade, I'll take it. We almost did take that short in our personal account because it was a pretty good setup. But when I have conflicting ideologies in my head, I just know now, like through experience of going through the markets, okay, if I'm not confident on this trade, I'm not going to take it. Why? Because I'm not desperate. I'm not sitting here and saying, wow, this is going to be my only opportunity to ever trade this market again. Do you know what I mean? Start shaping your mind in these ways to be an ally with yourself instead of being your own worst enemy, right? Everybody wants to think like, oh, it's the market's fault. It was the platform. It was the Trump tweet. It was this stupid CPI print. Oh, it should have done this. Nah, dude, it's you. It's always going to be you, right? It's never the market. It's never the platform. It's never the Trump tweet. It's never anything but you. Like, you are making a conscious choice to click that button. It's all on you, brothers and sisters. I'm serious. Like, it's all on you. You need to start being in bed with yourself and having a great relationship with yourself. And stop f***ing yourself. I'm serious. Stop f***ing yourself, dude. Stop it. It's not, the market isn't the fault. The platform isn't the fault. The markets and the way they're moving isn't the fault. Seriously. I'm serious. The longer you do this, though, the more you start to discover more of yourself. If I was to say that there's one big trade away one big takeaway from trading that trumps everything else, the money is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. When you get on the right side of your trading, after years and years of your studying, and you get on the right side of it and you start pulling money from the market and it feels like magic, don't get me wrong, that's amazing. But I say the number one thing from trading that beats everything else is going to be that personal journey of discovery. Because you're going to discover so many things about yourself that you had no idea. You're going to grow as a person where it's like you couldn't even believe the person that you become. That's why I think trading is one of the most interesting things that you can do. If you have the right personality for it and you have that thirst for it, you will come out the other side as such a better person. I promise you. How do you know there's overhead supply on the book map? We come up to it and we start hitting into it and the orders are not moving, meaning that there's obviously icebergs that are in the way, or there's people that are just piling on orders. There's also algorithms that are doing synthetic icebergs. There's real icebergs, then there's synthetic icebergs. And this is more like higher level stuff that really doesn't matter to most people. But a synthetic iceberg is an algorithm that's created to not designate their order as an iceberg. And not like this is probably important to 0.01% of people that are watching. But when you have overhead supply, it can be shown in an iceberg, real orders, passive orders, an iceberg, or a synthetic iceberg, which will not be designated by MBO as an iceberg. So explain the short you did and why you entered. Because the market's pressured. We had a level that we could get over, that 5420 level. That was actually 420, huh? The 5420 level was rejecting. This is the previous week mid, previous 4-hour mid. You can see this is the third time that we've tapped into that level. I was originally, my one trade into that was long and I covered at 5420. And then when we're not breaking that level, what we're looking for is if the auction is interested in retesting that level, you want to look left. So starting here, oh look, it's a perfect line. You can see that we have points of liquidity being touched here, here, actually here, 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 and then here again. If we don't venture back up into that level and we are at the point of control, we've conducted a lot of volume in this area. And we're just talking about this portion of the market here. So if we conducted a lot of orders in this area kind of transpires down to here. So if we're not making any higher highs above that, and look at what a nice round number is at 5,400 evens. If we're not making any pushes above that and the market's not interested in auctioning above that, it's pretty obvious that we have sellers on the tape. And so when I see them stacking overhead supply and passive orders, and we're not even touching those orders, that to me says buyers are exhausted and we're looking to go to the sell side. And that's gonna be people that are taking profit from where? Well, let's look left. Oh, profit taking from here. Does that make sense? We also have overhead pressure from the Globex session. Andy Jassy just said they're one of the bidders for TikTok. He's the CEO of Amazon. Any chance you might do a whole Rips Bookmap session? I mean, tune into the streams here. We do this for free every day. In Bookmap, what do you see to suggest we'll reject testing orders going through them? If there's too much overhead supply, we don't have enough buyers to break through. I mean, it's the simple math of like, if there's using whole numbers, if there's an order of 100 to sell and you only have 50 to buy, you're not gonna break through that no matter how hard you want. Like if there's only 50 buyers to 100 sellers, that's gonna hit that, it's gonna reject and go lower and search for an auction to find more balance. The auction's always seeking what fair value is. Fair market value is designated by the players in the market. So if you don't have buyers, then nobody's looking to buy it. You're going to seek opportunity lower. You want to find buyers. That's what the price is doing right now. As the auction is going lower, we're looking for buyers. That's the whole point of the auction. That's why we seek lower. Who would benefit more from TikTok, Amazon or Facebook? Probably, it's a very good question. Very good question. I have to think on that one. That's actually the first thing that came to my mind is the Amazon live shopping, which I discovered like 6 months ago. It's crazy. There's like these micro vlogger people that like do these. It's like home shopping network, but with like influencers. It's crazy. So weird. My stream keeps pausing. Is anybody else having that issue where my stream is pausing? Okay. It's your connection then. You can try lowering the bit rate down to like 720p. I'll be a little bit more blurry, but it'll probably help you out there. Yeah, this is Spaceman BTC. Still Spaceman. This is it. You can pause the video if you don't catch the name. Spaceman BTC key level. Gary Vee is huge on that being the next shopping trend, big in Asia. I feel like it's already huge in America with Amazon. I traded NQ and Tradeify, and I traded EOS on my personal. Rips, please bring back the Apex 90% sale. I'm working on it. I'm trying my best. Trying my best here. Yeah, market's just drifting lower here. Order flow looks pretty equal on both sides. the delta's up 46,000 in the S&Ps. I think it's about even in the NAS. No, 2,700 positive delta in NAS. Is that right? Yeah. Dude, NASDAQ is so spooky lately. It is a scary market. QVC in the web. Yeah, it's like home shopping network for the internet. So now that we've touched close to that previous 4-hour low, we couldn't even take the liquidity down there. It's going to be interesting to think that we won't continue to push up here. I think that we would at least be testing back around those 54.15s, 54.20s, somewhere in that range. The first area that we have to clear above is 53.90. But this is not a clean market right now. It's pretty choppy. There's equal sides kind of fighting for this tape right now. Yeah, I wonder if Amazon would benefit more. Facebook already has, it's Meta. They already have their own version of TikTok. I don't think that they're going to acquire any new users. I don't know. I don't know if it would be a great play for Meta. Yeah, I do. My CVD resets at 9:30 every single morning. So I let it run all the way from 9:30 until 9:30. I do a 24-hour CVD. That's how I run mine. What news caused that huge pump yesterday? 90-day pause in tariffs. Rips, like your idea looking at trading ES pulled about 1K. Nice. Good work there, Eric. NQ's a little bit speedy for me right now. A little bit toothless. It's looking very thin. And if I want to like trade size, the ES is going to allow me to do that a lot better than the NQ. Now, the NQ is very liquid, but my fills could be all over the place. If I get to an area of price that I want to dump, I can get absorbed in the ES, no problem. I'm not going to move the ES all that much. The main thing it would do for Meta is reduce competition by buying. Correct. I just don't think it would be a well-positioned move. Thinking about it right now. I mean, coming from like before the Trump markets, trading like news headlines, and during the Trump markets was news headlines as well. Also, COVID had a lot of news headlines that were driving the market quite a bit. I'm just talking about like company press releases. So like you'd be sitting there and Amazon would release a press release. Back when it was FB, Facebook, they would release a press release and the market would react on it. You could trade the afterglow. You could trade, if you had fast squawks, if you had a Bloomberg terminal, you could get access to the news before retail would get it most of the time. Back then it was different too. Less participation, totally different markets. It's fun though. Rivers, you still trading 20 accounts, one contract? So far today, we have not. I still have those Apex accounts. I have not traded them yet. I haven't traded them in a minute. We've been very focused on the personal brokerage account because these opportunities are well worth my time in my personal brokerage streaming account. Does posting on social media now is a good time to buy than doing something that would make the market go up count as insider trading? That's debatable. I mean, it's kind of interesting that they debanded the cryptocurrency task force right before they did all this stuff. And tinfoil hat on, right? We are pushing up. Let's see if we hit these 5390s at all. There's a nice rejection off those lows. I'm surprised that we didn't actually sweep the previous 4-hour low, but it's been kind of drifty. We'll see what happens at the top of the hour here in about 2 minutes. Bitcoin moves exactly like the NQ. It's totally captured. Yeah, NQ and Bitcoin do share some similarities in the way that they move. We all going short right now? I don't see this as a short, nor do I see it as a long. I see it as the tape is just kind of drifting, searching for price with lower participation. Participation is going to pick up in about a minute here. Did I see what Warren Buffett ended up doing with Neo? Recently? I don't think so. If Amazon had a social media, they would go crazy. Third-party sellers would have a bigger platform than they have now with TikTok alone. Well, they do already have the Amazon shopping. Like, it's like QVC, but with influencers. They have that. It's crazy. Go check it out. It's wild. Like, tons of people watch it. It's insane. I had no idea. Next, it says, my pedigree was similar to yours, and I was trading crypto on leverage well before the CME and SIBO futures ages me. My best futures trade of all time was on Bitcoin futures. Not micro Bitcoin futures, but Bitcoin futures. That was expensive. I had to use a lot of my account's equity to be able to put on that short. And I think I shorted it from 45,000 to like 35,000. Made so much money. 20 contracts of the Bitcoin futures, not micro Bitcoin futures. I think it's 20 contracts. It was insane. Huge risk for fraud shopping on those sites. On what? Amazon? Amazon knows how to empty pockets. Interesting. Rips, today I'm planning to practice the Dow. I've already had checked the price action for last week on a toss. Do you have any tips or interesting facts which comes from experience which would help you? Probably. I mean, dude, just trade it on a practice account. Like, don't jump into it on a real account or anything. Trade it on the practice account and get your sea legs ready. You need to learn, like, well, how does one contract move around in this? How does two contracts work? National says, I read a quote the other day that said, if someone bets their life on you, you make damn sure they win. That kind of changed the way I look at things with my wife. She was with me when I literally had nothing and never doubted me. I know it sounds cliche, but it's 100% the truth. 100%, dude. And that goes back to, like, finding the best self through trading. You can literally create the best version of yourself through your trials and tribulations with the trading. Do you think I should stick with Top Step? Why not? If it's working for you, of course. I've never had a bad experience with Top Step myself. Never once. Hit the 10K max profit on Take Profit across 3 accounts yesterday, getting forced to move to Pro Plus. I mean, dude, that sounds great. Congrats. I think that's wonderful. They were like 70K per back. Then, depending on brokers, is 60K on IB. Dude, I can't even remember what I paid for. It was like, dude, it was very expensive to put on this Bitcoin short. Like 20 contracts. I think that's what it was. Let me see if I can find it. I think I have a picture of it. I was talking about it with my friend recently. Yeah, I did 20 contracts. The BTC K21 contracts. It was a big one. That was an insane short, and I like mapped it out. I like planned for it, and like bang, I nailed it. Have you ever had a bad experience with Elite Trader Funny? I've never used them. Never once. It was like 80K margin at the time because it's 5x the price of BTC contract notional. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was trading on TD Ameritrade before they were Schwab. So I don't remember. I had a really good relationship with my guy. I had a local guy that I could call up anytime. We had a great relationship. My Apex account failed. Will it reset on renewal date? Yes, it will. And you'll be locked in at that price if you got it at the 90% sale. Also, I think the resets are $40 for life if you want to just skip the wait. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure, but yeah. Oh, you called it out there. Here, I'm gonna post it since you folks in Discord. Here. There you go. You nailed it. That was my best futures trade of all time. From 45,000 to 35,000. You nailed it. Is it 45 and change? That's for you, CW. That was my biggest futures trade I've ever taken, ever. So I don't want anybody stealing that, so it's gone. I don't want people like stealing that and being like, oh, that was my trade. I should like watermark it if I'm ever going to post that. Biggest futures trade of all time, though. It was a doozy, and it was a multi-day trade. It wasn't. It's like you could see on that day, on that single day, I made that big number. It was crazy. So we kissed 53.90 here. We are kind of rejecting. Market's still trying to find its sea legs, I think. It's really omnidirectional right now. It was a 7-figure trade. This is the first trader influencer, but dude, I was not a trader influencer then. I did have a newsletter that I gave to family and friends. I had a daily newsletter that went out, and that's really where the morning memo started to come from. So I wasn't an influencer at the time. My Rips discount on Apex is 50% now. I need to update the headliner, but yeah. Yeah, that's where the morning memo came from. It was, I forget what I used to call it. I gotta go find it, but it was like right around COVID. A lot of my friends were asking me how to trade because they knew I'd been trading, and I just started releasing a newsletter to them. And I always tell this story. There's one of my friends, and I gave him like the most insane trade of his life, and in about a week, he turned 100K into 1.4 something million in a week. And most of it was from one trade. And he kept on asking me for advice. He, in 1 week, all the way to 1.4 million. And then the next day, he decides, hey, I don't need Rip's advice anymore. And like, he asked me about something. I was like, no. Do not do that. That's horrible. Like, please just take a break. Like, stop trading. Like, take a break. Just trust me on this. That's an insane amount of money. Well, little did he know that that was the end of that. So unfortunately, he turned that 1.4 million into a pile of dust in the next 4 days. Took him 4 days. 4 days. Imagine turning 1.4 million into dust in 4 days. And he did it all with options. And I said, stop. And the thing was, is that I gave him an options play that made him over $1 million. And there was an equities part of it too. But the majority of his gains came from, let me see if I actually still have the screenshot. It's like, this was back in, let me see. I gotta see this. I might actually have the screenshots though. I have like a whole folder of like all this stuff. Let me see. It was so much fun. COVID was so fun. It was just like every single day you're... oh my God, that was a fun day. I was like, wait, was that it? No, that was just an insane day. Hold on, I want to see if I can find this here. It's like bonkers. Everything that was happening during this time. Dude, the things that you could do during COVID in the options chain. By the way, we're kissing 5,400 right now. It's absolutely insane. Let's see. Wait, did he actually get this from like 30 grand? There's no way. There's no freaking way. Maybe he took 30 grand to over $1 million. It might have been $30,000. Hold on. Anyway, it's just a story. It's just outrageous. This was, what a time, right? Yesterday was kind of one of those days you could turn 30K into multi-millions. It's like insane when you think about it. Anyway, if I find the screenshot, I'll talk about it next time I'm live here. I have a lot of screenshots from that time. It was a screenshot worthy era. I hope that that's what we're getting into again. Isn't it crazy too that when you think about it, that the COVID crash happened in March and the tariff crash happened in March? Anybody think about that? Does he still trade? No, no, he does not. He got clapped. I guess in the industry term, he got clapped. Isn't that interesting though? The March COVID crash happened in March, and the Trump tariff crash happened in March. Is that? Something? Vanna, charm. Something interesting to think about, right? Dude. Oh my God. It's just like such an insane time. Looking at like, dude, like a 300K day during COVID was nothing. It was like, whatever. Made 300K today. It's a day in COVID time. I remember my biggest losing day, I had like a 300K winner position and I still lost. I'd lost. That was my biggest losing day. And I had like a 300K winner in my trades that day. Bonkers. Anyway, I can't find it right now, but anyway. Oh wait, hold on, it might be here. I have another folder. Anyway, we are 20 minutes from the open. I do appreciate if you are liking this stream and subscribing. We're trying to get to 35,000 subs here. I would love to do a poll for the markets. CPI reaction was pretty soft, to be honest. Let's get it up to 500 likes, folks. We're 300 likes away. Get up to 500 likes. We'll do a poll and maybe a little surprise. March, April seems to take a hit right after annual contributions. It's true, yeah. There's a chance that this market could go ballistic under the right conditions. There's so much participation in these markets now that the prices don't have to make sense. Like PE and everything doesn't have to make sense. Remember, the lower that we go, the higher we can go. The higher we can go, the lower we can go. New subscriber here. I'm also new in trading. Well, welcome. Good to see you, Leo. That was a 7-figure trade, dividends. Biggest futures trade I've ever had. But yeah, I would imagine that there is the conditions that we're going into can either go 3 separate ways. It can be extremely challenging, extremely challenging and rewarding, or somewhat docile. We can go back into like an environment that is not volatile. I would think that if we get to a point where the trade war kind of improves, then we would see insane opportunities. If this tariff stuff gets resolved, it's prime for new all-time highs. I do agree with that sentiment. I actually do agree with you there. Let's get some bacon today. I'm all for it. Curious to see what happens off the open here. Could be very interesting to see how the market kind of... I mean, to me, this is somewhat of a double bottoming pattern, but we need to break above 54.20. The VWAP's up there as well, so we do have some overhead resistance that's likely to be met with. Oh, I think the easiest trade would be to the short side today. We start breaking this 4-hour low, we start breaking below, this level right here. I think that it could be Coitons. Let's see what it looks like on the 5. Yeah, so watching that level as well. That's where I'd be kind of looking for the zone today. Kind of makes sense. Thusly. Yeah, that's where I'd be looking on the ES today. Makes the most sense. I don't know if I need to trade my Tradeify accounts more today, so I might be done with those. Big low level week, H4 low from yesterday. We could be visiting that too. Sure. I mean, the market doesn't have information that it deems worthy of holding this pump, then we could definitely roll over. Apple gonna drop today. It looks very heavy. We could see that for sure. How many likes are we at right now? Can we do a poll? We are currently at 400 even. 400 even. Just a couple more here, folks. Get to 500 and we get to have all sorts of fun. If we stay below VWAP, we will stay below. I mean, maybe. If there's very good news that hits the tape. Imagine like China says, all right. We're good. We're gonna relax our tariffs on the US, and then Trump says, we're gonna stop them too. And then, market would go ballistic. It's a move that you don't want to be short into, right? Mike Wood says, I have more than one XFA account. This is my first time being eligible to withdraw after failing 6 XFAs. Would it be better to request a cash out for all accounts together or separately? You have to request it separately. There's no way to request it all at once from the drop. Like, you have to request each one separately. So. Switching to ES is the best decision right now? I think so, yeah. Rips, are you a pizza guy? If so, have you tried Yukon Pizza in Las Vegas? I don't think I have. I do like a good slice. Do you think we might bull to the downside? Yesterday top, this morning top is exactly current year mid? Maybe. I mean, again, we're one headline away from the market ripping or just going straight down. It's a headline driven market. I mean, the 30 year is going to dictate a lot today too. So I think like any headlines prior to the 30-year bond auction would have to be pretty wild. And all the Fed speakers today, they're going to be talking about CPI. They might just do the whole rigmarole of like, we're on the path. That kind of thing. So 30-year bonds are going to be the most important thing for the rest of the day. And those come at 1 p.m. Still trading 20 Apex accounts? Yeah, I just haven't traded them today or yesterday or the day before. Been focused on the personal account. There's BRTX is yapping right now. Nobody cares. They released a press release saying that the tariffs don't sway them. Yeah, we still are drifting lower here. President is buying time to create deals. Latest from the White House on CNBC. Thoughts on top one? Never traded with them. Don't have any opinion. Oh, what a time, ES in the stream. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You decide whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think TPT we're going to start trading next week. Our TPT accounts. I'm gonna get 5, I think is the max. I'm just going to be waiting for the open and see what the market wants to tell us. Kind of trade it off of that. See if there is any trades. I might be done for the day. I might just sit it out, you know? If there's nothing fantastic to trade. Oh! We are about 13 minutes from the open here. Rips off topic. We got time. But when you fast, do you do it with a calorie deficit like negative 500 or just maintenance calories? It depends on what I'm going for. After the holidays, I'm doing a deficit of calories because holidays are delicious. Your boy can eat. I'm a terribly fat kid at heart. Like I love food, but I also have discipline and self-control, so. Right now, I'm just slightly on a deficit, trying to cut down, and then in about 60 days, I'll start putting on some size for the summer. Am I still sick? No, I'm feeling great now. All right, we are 58 likes away. I don't know, you folks don't like free stuff. I'll be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. All right. We're back. We're still live, right? Everything's still good. Right? Okay, cool. Awesome. I don't know why, but this is freezing up. Give me a second here. Doop-a-doop-boom. I don't know what's going on right now. Hold on. Got some serious jank going on here. There we go. That's better. All right. All right. We're back. We're back. All right. We got 500 likes. Let's go ahead and run the jewels on this poll. We are still pushing up. Will the ES end the day above or below? All right, go ahead and vote away in the polls here, folks. Run the jewels, dude. Run them jewels fast. Run them jewels fast. That's such a good song. Gets me fired up. If I could play copywritten music on the stream, I would, believe me. Yeah, I think the open could be wild. It's crazy to see how much overhead supply still that we're experiencing in this. Every single pump is met with insane overhead supply. So let's see if we can navigate this well. We're 3 minutes from the open, folks. 3 minutes. Buckle up. What does a trim cost? I go to the barber. Like $100 or something. I get a beard. I get the whole thing. The hot shave. A little bit of a trim. I do the. I like the whole 9 yards. You know. If you play in the background on your stereo, it's okay. Yeah, that would be terribly annoying. See a short squeeze coming? Maybe. Somebody's gonna be right. The beauty of trading, right? Let's see what happens. 2 minutes. Good luck, everybody. Coming back down here, rejecting 20 handles off of 5,400. Wild. Wild to see. Back to the 4-hour open. Dancing. Seems to me like the market's still a bit heavy. There she goes. Bit heavy was an understatement, I suppose. I guess there's going to be a lot of profit taking on the options chain, I would say, before the open, it would appear. That makes a bit of sense. One minute. 1 minute. Good luck, everybody. McDonald's movie. Huh? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This market's insane. Options market isn't open, but it's about to be in about 55 seconds. That's what I'm saying. It's going to probably add a lot of pressure to the downside. No, options cannot be traded before the open unless they're SPY, triple Qs. Certain products can be traded at, they're also NDX, SPX, there's certain, I would say there's probably going to see profit taken on the open here in the options chain. Woo-wee! 20 seconds. Let's go, baby. Ten seconds. Google's holding. Meta's holding. And we're open. Good luck, everybody. Logan, I think, is speaking right now. Is it Logan or Collins? Logan. It's Logan. Lori Logan. I'm completely flat right now, just watching this tape. Meta up, Microsoft down, Google up, Nvidia down, Amazon down, Tesla down, Apple down. See if it holds these 70s or not. If it breaks below these 70s, I think it's going to roll pretty heavily. Fed is well positioned, said Logan. See if we hold below these 70s at all. If we break below 60, it's going to get awfully heavy. So this is like a double bottom area from the Globex double bottom-ish. So see if it finds the power. Right now it's holding at these 70s. Haven't found any sellers below. Like 65 is still holding. Some bids showing up at 70 now. Looking a little poppy. Can we break through these 65s? Point of control is just right at 53.72 halves right now. I feel like the market's kind of bottoming out here a little bit. Watching on how high this extension goes. We're still actually sweeping lows, interestingly enough. As we push up, we find new lows to sweep. New lower bidders, I should say. Yeah, we're eating into bid stacks, surprisingly. See if this is enough liquidity to bring us lower. Watching on each one of these pumps back up. Perking a little bit higher here, but I think we have resistance up to like 53.90 or so. Watching here. Still some bid stacks coming in. Sellers are trying to get filled. It's weird to see this. Let's see what happens to the point of control here. It's breaking down a little bit lower. I'm flat. It's trading very small size here. I'm up 2,800 bucks. That might be the one where we take out this low now. We just had a press release coming out from, I think, Elderson. So I closed it on that. I mean, I'm not trading big size at all. I mean, being entirely candid with you. I'm not trading. I'm up $2,800. I'm just feeling the market out. Trading one lots. I'm flat. Completely flat. I was short. I shorted that pop at 53.87. I wanted 53.90, but I don't know if I'd probably go to like 5 contracts at 53.90, so is what it is. Yeah, it feels like we're bottoming out here, to be honest. It really does. So I'm flat again. I'm not looking for a banger day. You know what I mean? If I wanted a banger day, it would have been on the break of like 60s there. Then that makes sense that we're gonna lose a lot of support. Why the move to ES? It's moving more cleanly. I can read the order flow better. NQ looks like a homeless person with their teeth kicked out. So the depth of market, at least. The order book. Maybe you need to go back to touch VWAP before heading down. I mean, it's very rinsy right now. There's a lot of indecision. I mean, it could be just like this for, you know, a few more moments and then we start to see some breakouts or breakdowns. The markets the big players are very interested in the 30-year bond auction today. That's 3.5 hours away. Okay, so here's possibly the breakdown. Yeah, this is the one that would have, yeah, that's the one that I was looking for. That would have made me the cash I was looking for. Probably would have made about 5 to 10 on that. Why you have bubble chart? I don't know. I love bubbles, man. I used to blow bubbles when I was a kid. Did anybody else here used to blow bubbles when they were a kid? You did? You used to blow bubbles when you were a kid? Well, I tell you what. They gave me their number. They're back in town if you want me to hook you up with them again. I can hook you up with their new number. We are heading down here. Trump just posted. He just, let's see. Inflation is down. He just said, just out. Inflation is down. Oh, look at the power of the Trump tweet. 20 handle rip. When I have a red day, I blow. Tasteless joke. Well, there's your little Trump pump there off the lows. I would have closed if I was short. I didn't take that short. That was the one I was actually looking for, believe it or not. That was the one I wanted, but I closed it because we had, who was it that said something? I don't know. There was like a press release that Elderson said something about tariffs, and I was like, I'm not going to risk this. What's the NQ doing? What the dog doing? Oh my God. Still doing the 100.1 minute candles. That's freaking wild. I guess I could trade it if I size down, but what's the fun in that? You know? We're holding above the 4 hour open temporarily here. I don't know if we're going to hold due to that Trump tweet. It's not that interesting. Do you see any comedians in Vegas? Any decent shows at the Sphere? I haven't seen any shows at the Sphere. I've never been. I want to go. But surprisingly, one of the best comedians I saw out here was Carrot Top. No troll. Surprisingly, he's very good. We are still fading. Yeah, this might just be too rinsy for me. I feel like I should get in the mindset of playing poker. It's $2,800 I didn't have this morning, you know? It's found money, right? Oh my God, that's horrible, Scott. Sphere is an awesome experience. Yeah, I want to take my wife there for one of the shows. Maybe we'll go to Dead and Company. Finding it hard to find the strength to take a trade in this environment still. 53.52 does crack. I mean, if this level cracks, we should be at least coming down to like 37. It should be cracking, you know? That spike up to 53.80 was somewhat telling. I just didn't take it. Wizard of Oz is coming to the Sphere. That's wild. 200 lot here. At 53.50, it should be cut right through. That shouldn't be any issue for this order flow to take out. Some folks are closing early there. Trying to front run that guy or girl. That person. I mean, this is not a violent tape. It is very smooth right now. It makes me fearful that we are like an announcement away from pandemonium. Just feels too quiet right now. Do you know what I mean? There we go. Cut through that order like nobody's business. Pushing back into these 50s. We still are not exceeding this low by too much. So the markets are still kind of remaining a little bit imbalanced here. Not seeing excessive selling in equities. If there was some good news that would cause this market to catch a bid, I would assume that we would see. I mean, I feel like the market's just kind of hanging out right now. It's hanging on a thread waiting for more news. And I think that participants are a little bit nervous about a headline driving this market up or down. I mean, I know that's how I feel about my own trades right now. Like I said, next level would be right around 37, where we'd probably see a little bit of exhaustion from the sellers. Now 40 handles from that 80 print. If this doesn't reclaim 50s in a jiffy, we have Bowman and Schmid speaking at 10, by the way. There's your 37 bounce. Okay, that made sense. Let's see if we reclaim 50s here at all. What was the low? The low, 38. How's a point off? I'm sorry. Or was it? I said 37. I'm sorry, it was 38. My fault. I feel bad about that. Uh-oh. Something. Headline. Something. What is it? Nothing? No headline? That looked like headline flow right there. Watching again here, this popped to 50. Still looks tremendously weak. Maybe the plan was just to sweep right around that 37 level and send it back up to the 80s. Still not taking a trade here. I'm leaning towards just locking it up, to be honest. I'm not really feeling it, you know? Yeah, Brian, it's his first day on the ES for me today, and damn, I wish I would have done this sooner. It's a nice, you know, it's clean today. It's clean yesterday. Yeah, hard for me to trust this tape, yeah. Didn't take any other trades. We're still sitting here at 2,800 in the profit. This is my live account. You can see right there. Rips live. So yeah, I don't know. This drifty tape is not my MO. It's too hard for me to kind of pick a spot, right? Short at 53.80 was kind of obvious, but then again, if it was obvious, I would have taken it. It just feels drifty right now, you know? A little back and forth. So, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it here, folks. Let's go ahead and end the poll. A lot of bears here. Poll says 36. Well, actually, we're a mixed bag. My bad. Anybody catch along off of the rejection of 38? I think that'd be a good trade. Yeah, I'm gonna lock it. I want to be in a good headspace for poker, and I had, you know, I've been on such a good streak, so. Hit DLL locked out. It is what it is. Hey, live to fight another day. Yeah, folks, that's gonna lock it up for me here. I'm done and dusted here. What can I say? We made money in our in Tradeify. We made money in, what is that? So what did we make today overall? Do a little quick maths here. Doop doop boo. 853. Oops. 853. Come on, Rips. 48 times 5 plus 2,800 bucks. Yay. There we go. It's money I didn't wake up with. Can't be mad about that, right? Can't be mad about that. I want to be in good headspace. It's been a very, I've been sick all week. Today's the first day I'm feeling healthy. It's okay if I miss a day of craziness from the market. I got to give myself a break. And I also got to pace myself. I want to make sure that my mind isn't lying to myself about being euphoric. So I think that me not trading for the rest of the day is actually a good thing to kind of reset my mind state. There's probably a gem in there for somebody out there. So folks on Discord, don't go anywhere. Folks on X, thank you so much for tuning in. Folks on YouTube, thank you as always. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'll see you folks tomorrow for our Friday session at 8 o'clock in the morning. Take care, everybody. Be good. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye.